Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here, okay? Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is what you should be watching, okay? So, you guys know that I usually do breakdowns where I tell you guys things that you should be watching, all right? I give it to you as I get it, all right? Sometimes it is coming soon, soon come. New releases out in theaters, out on streaming services. Sometimes we talk about things. If you missed it and you were under a rock, okay, old school classics favorites. But today, you guys, this is my horror edition, all right? I'm not a big person on Halloween, never have been. But one thing that me and my son always did like to do together was watch us some horror movies. I actually like all genres, okay? But Halloween ones are, or horror ones are some of my faves. And since we do have Halloween in this month, I thought I would do a horror addition to my what you should be watching, okay? Because two things is gonna happen when it's around Halloween. Me and my son used to watch Thriller together, okay? He too grown now, but we used to always have to watch Thriller, okay? Michael Jackson, of course, and we had to watch our horror movies. Growing up, me and my best friend was into the horror movies together, right? We had to come in and watch things like Tales from the Crypt, Creep Show. I don't know if y'all know about that, okay? And I was laughing thinking about it the other day. Also, me and my girlfriend would watch Wishmaster, okay? Stepfather, Leprechaun. So you guys, I'm doing this a little different than I normally do my other what you should be watching. I'm just throwing some random stuff out there. This was not the original way that I had it planned to do this. I was hoping to be able to do a live, but that didn't work. I didn't get some of my equipment yet I was supposed to get. So one monkey don't stop no show. Okay, we gonna keep it flowing. We gonna still do what it do. Now, some of my faves that I would watch with my son was Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, if we taking it way back in the days, back into time, I used to watch stuff like The Exorcist, Christine, Cat's Eye, It, Cujo. Okay, you get the picture. Now, I do want to hear from you guys, and I want to know what are some of your go-tos if you are into horror, right? What is something that you could watch no matter how many times it is, and you still enjoy it, okay? Even though you know it ain't scary, because Child Freddy used to scare me the most out of everybody between Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Freddy scared me because he came in your damn dreams. But now when I look at that stuff as an adult, I'm like, why was I scared of this? What was going on? Because it looks so fake to me now. But I still will watch all of them. I pretty much like the beginning ones of Halloween, and then they start to lose me. As far as the most recent ones, I like the one from, what was it, 2018. I didn't really care for Halloween Kills, but then Halloween Ends came. And me personally, I was like, now that makes Halloween Kills not look that bad, okay? I know some people like it. I did not really care for it, okay? With Friday the 13th, it's kind of the opposite way, where those beginning ones where Jason was wearing that pillowcase, I said, what in the KKK is this, okay? Because he didn't get that mask later on. So with those ones, I kind of like the more older ones instead of, the newer ones. With Texas Chainsaw Massacre, sometimes that used to be a hit and a miss. I wasn't a big fan of Hellraiser either, but I will say I like the first Hellraiser, probably the most out of the ones that came out. And of course, we had a new one of that came out recently. Put it in the comments. Tell me what would your top 5 movies be, right? And did you like that new Hellraiser? Did you even see it? Did you get into it? Okay, I want to hear about it, y'all. Now, moving on along, another one that I like is Train to Busan. I like that movie. That movie was on, I'm saying, some stuff. And that's one thing I noticed. Like, if you see a European movie or a Asian movie or something like that, one that's not American, but then they do redo it here. Most times the one that was done over there, wherever it is better, okay? Because when you talk about things like The Ring and The Grudge or whatever, those original ones are way better than the remakes, okay? Now, something else that I did like, okay, we was scared. We was running through the parking lot when we left the theater from seeing it, was the original Candyman, okay? I ain't talking about 2 and 3, and I daggone sure ain't talking about that new one where we didn't even see him. I'm talking about that first one where you hear that voice coming through. Baby, we was running through that movie theater like, hell no, we got to get up out of here, okay? Another one that I did, like, was Hostel. The first one really the most. Okay. The first time I ever saw that, I was like, okay, they ain't playing. The Collector. That also got me. Put it in the comments. Let me know if y'all know about those. Sinister, the first one, had me shook. I ain't gonna lie. A girl was shook, okay? Now, when we get to more, I guess you would say recent ones, right? Not really too recent, but more recent than some of those that I was just talking about. Let's just say, for instance, The Quiet Place. First one I was into, second one, not so much, right? Never really got into the paranormal activities either. That's like a hit and miss for me. My son really likes Jeepers Creepers, Hatchet, Wrong Turn, Silent Hill, things like that. He would stay trying to get me to watch those with him. They don't really do nothing for me, but that's some of his faves. Saw also was a hit and miss, but that first Saw, when he got up at that end, baby, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I thought it was him all this damn time. But then they said they checked him and he didn't have no pulse and this and that. Mine was blown. I ain't gonna lie, okay, y'all. Final Destinations, that one kind of make me shook too, because when I think about Final Destinations, I'm like, that's something that could actually happen, right? You could see different accidents happening and you being killed in different ways. So that one, what I'm saying, make me think a little something, something, all right? The Hills Have Eyes, sometimes, you know what I mean? No One Gets Out Alive, that was okay, pretty decent. Coming back to like more recent things, Ready or Not, The Owners, what else? The Strangers. I would say those are okay. They not really over the top. I'm not really like, oh my God, ecstatic or whatever, right? And I have like The Conjuring, I think the first one I kind of like the most out of them, and then maybe the last one, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if I'm confusing them, but is the last one the one where the daughter's home alone with the so-called babysitter and her friend comes over being nosy? I think that one was decent if I'm thinking about the right one. The Annabelles never really hit for me, to be quite honest. If we talking about the whole doll thing, Chucky, of course, is not scary, but I still get a kick out of him. He make me laugh. I can remember us going to the movies to see that when that originally came out. And speaking of dolls, Megan looked like she about to have people on a daggone chokehold, okay? I am interested in seeing that, but I think I'm probably gonna laugh more than any daggone thing, okay? And so, moving on from that, probably some of the other recent ones, like I was really looking forward to Malignant. When I seen the preview for that, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This might be interesting. But then when I saw it, it was like, it was alright. Certain parts was alright. But then when we got to what was really happening and the reveal and everything, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, girl. You know what I mean? But you put it in the comments and tell me if you've seen any of those and what you thinking about any of those. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to kind of have a conversation with you guys and get feedback from you guys on what you into and what you not into. I did used to like 30 Days of Night. I'm definitely like into vampires, werewolves. I'm into a mixture. It's not just one type of thing that I like. It's really not. And then you had like Ready or Not, when she went and she was getting married to this guy, or just finished getting married to him, meeting his family, and come to find out his family was crazy as hell and they wanted to be over here sacrificing people, and she basically had to end up kicking all they damn going behinds, and getting up out of there, okay? So that was interesting for what it was. I think I liked like the first Escape Room. I didn't really like the second one as much. I'm just trying to remember some off the top of my head. It's so many that you can name. The Strangers, like I said, those was alright. I wouldn't say that I was like ecstatic that I'm like, oh, I gotta watch The Strangers. I do remember, because like I said, I've always liked scary movies. When I was pregnant with my son, for some reason, all I wanted to watch was scary movies and gangster movies, child. I literally would go through every VHS tape and every DVD that was those type of movies. And a girlfriend of mine had loaned me a bunch of her Night of the Living Deads. And girl, child, y'all, I went and I put them on and was watching them back to back to back to back to back. And the next thing you know, I heard a noise downstairs in my house and I was calling my girlfriend like, yo, I think it's somebody in the house. Because she was like, oh, you going to be scared watching all of those? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I can watch it. Nah, 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 nah. But baby, I ain't going to lie. Okay, after a while, if you watch them things back to back to back, they will do something to you. You know, going back to old school, that does not scare me. But I was still probably watching if I was like turning on the TV and seeing that it was on. The Omen with Damon crazy behind, okay, his demon behind, you know, The Exorcist. I actually used to like, you know, the movie and the TV show, okay, to be quite honest. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I never really was into the whole Purge thing, but to be honest, I did go back and rewatch like all of them back to back to back. And when I watched them this recently, they wasn't as bad to me as when they were coming out. Because when they came out, I just was like, what is this? Why am I supposed to be interested in this? I do not care. But the concept of that, I can actually see, you know, something like that happening too. You know, I don't mind watching Pet Sematary. I like the original one and the first one of that. So it's certain ones that even though they're not technically scary to me, and it's funny because if you look in like a horror section on a movie thing, like for their genres, some of the stuff that they put in horrors, you actually be like, why do you have that in horror? It's not really a horror to me. So it's really like up to the person's interpretation of it, I guess. But I'm trying to see if there's any other ones that I didn't mention. So as far as recent ones, I watched Barbarian twice recently, right? I watched it on my own and then I actually watched it with Elliot, his channel, when he was doing a live watch. And there's certain things about it I like, there's certain things about it I didn't like. Okay, I must have said, girl no, girl no, girl no, what are you doing, like 100 damn times, okay? I just was like, what the heck is going on? But it was certain parts of it that was interesting. You know, Black Phone was one that I seen everybody going crazy over. I thought it was okay. I thought the kids did a great job in acting. But it wasn't nothing that I'm like, you know, I would absolutely need to go back and watch now. I could watch it and I could not watch it pretty much, right? And, you know, what was the other one that they had recently? I'm trying to think. It'll come back to me. I can't even think. It was something else. X, that wasn't really one that I liked, but I know a lot of people that really, really liked it. I did watch The Old People on Netflix recently, and that actually was interesting, child. Them old people wasn't playing, okay? Put it in the comments and let me know if anybody watched that. But, oh, Smile. Now, Smile was interesting, okay? I was pleasantly surprised with Smile. Smile had me going for a minute. I gotta give, you know, them credit where credit is due. You know, let me know if you saw that one and, you know, what you thought about it. So, that's really all I got today, y'all. I just want to get up here for a minute and just talk about, you know, some movies, tell y'all some of my favorites that I watch this time of year. And I would like to hear back from y'all on what are y'all favorites. Like I said, what's your top 5? What's your top 1? What's your top 10? Whichever way you want to break it down. You know, what are you into? Do you like horrors? Do you like it to be slashers? Do you prefer vampires, werewolves? You know, does it not matter and you do all of the above? Put it in the comments. Let's discuss. Let's talk about it. You know, like, comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Till next time. Toodaloo.